In this video, I'm going to show you how to properly set up your Pinterest boards. So your Pinterest boards are quite literally the heart and soul of your Pinterest account. They play a huge part in ranking and your confidence score. So be sure to follow these setup steps to a T. Again, your Pinterest boards being set up the right way is going to make the make or break difference when it comes to your content being seen. So even if you're taking your perfectly optimized relevant pin and sending it to a relevant board, but if that board isn't set up with proper keywords the right way, it's not going to help as much as it would if your board was set up correctly. So this is going to be a shorter video, but I would suggest at least watching it to make sure that your boards are set up the right way so you know how to do it moving forward. Okay. So this is one of my boards, and this is kind of going to be a quick breakdown on how I set it up. So this board, the only pins I send to it are pins that pertain to Pinterest marketing tips and ideas. Okay, so one, I have my title. The title of your board needs to be a trending keyword. It doesn't need to be anything like super fun Pinterest marketing or super fun Pinterest ideas, because nobody is searching for super fun Pinterest ideas. They're searching for Pinterest marketing tips or Pinterest marketing ideas, okay? Super silly gluten-free recipes. You see a lot of board titles like that. We don't want that. We want our board title to be a trending keyword. So in the last video, I used the guided search to show you how to search for keywords for your profile. We're going to do that again when we set up our boards. And again, I'm going to show you step by step here in just a second. When it comes to the description, you need to have a description in your board, okay? That's very, very important. A lot of people skip this step. Don't. All right, so you're going to take these trending keyword sentences and you're going to make them flow into a sentence. So, for example, Pinterest marketing tips and ideas for bloggers. Pinterest is a great resource when it comes to marketing your blog or business. Here are some Pinterest marketing tips and ideas that can help you market your blog and drive traffic to your website. So I have Pinterest marketing tips in here twice, Pinterest marketing tips and ideas in here twice. You don't need to overload your description with keywords, but I want my keywords relevant to this board. So when I'm using my guided search, if other things are trending in terms of Pinterest marketing tips, I can add those keywords in there as well. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. The number 3 thing that's the most important in your board is that you're only putting pins in this board that are relevant to the board, okay? If it has a bunch of different pins in there with different keywords, it's going to confuse the algorithm. It's not going to be a strong board, okay? Later in this course, I talk about how to strengthen weak boards. And weak boards are boards that just haven't been optimized the right way or set up the right way or are full of pins that don't pertain to that board. So if you are setting up your boards from scratch, this doesn't matter as much to you, but moving forward, you just want to make sure you're sending relevant content to that board. But if you're re-optimizing boards, it might take you a while depending on the age of your account. Excuse me, but I really suggest going through and making sure those boards are only filled with pins that pertain to that board and those keywords. If not, it's probably best practice to just start a brand new board and get rid of the other one or archive it, because it's gonna, even if you have a board that doesn't have a bajillion pins in it that you have to go through, and maybe it'll take you 10-15 minutes to go through and make sure those pins are relevant, fine. But if it's going to take you hours and hours and hours, best practice is just to start from scratch and pin to that board properly moving forward. Yes, it's going to take a little bit longer for that board to start ranking, but it's going to start that board out the right way and keep it strong by, setting it up properly. Okay. 2 more things. So how many boards should you have? I get asked this often. There isn't a magic number when it comes to Pinterest boards. I suggest having as many boards as you can consistently pin to. Now, you don't need to pin to every board every day. I talk about pinning strategies coming up later in the course, but I probably have too many boards and I probably only pin to like 3 of them. Now, I do recommend having at least 10 boards. You'll see many different people write about this. 10 to 15 boards seems to be the best number to have. You don't want to have 20 or 30 boards. I really don't recommend it. It's just going to be too much work. unless you're really consistently pinning to, 10 to 20 different boards or 20 to 30 different boards. But if you're re-optimizing your account and not starting from scratch, I suggest going through and seeing if any of your boards fit together and you can just merge them, because then you can group things together and make it stronger. And I'll show you how to do that too here coming up. So if you don't have any questions, if you do, post in the group, obviously reach out to me. I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to optimize a Pinterest board. All right, so I have already actually set up a couple of boards and I thought I was recording, and then my recording didn't work. So I'm going to do this again, but this is why there are already 2 boards here, because I created these 2 as examples, and I'm going to walk you through what I did, but then I'm going to also do one so you can see the exact steps to take, okay? So I am pretending to be a paleo food blogger, and when it comes to setting up my boards, I'm going to create boards based on the content I make. So like I had just spoken about, 10 to 15 boards is ideal, but really you're going to create as many boards as you create content for. So if that's only 7 topics, then that's just 7 topics. I always try to tell my clients and students to shoot for at least 10 if they can. If you can't, don't stress out, but you need to have at least 5, just to really, start filling up your account. And obviously you can create more boards down the road, but a good goal to shoot for is 10 minimum. You don't want to have a ton of boards either, because if you're not pinning to those boards, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so 2 of my categories on my fake blog for my paleo blog would be paleo recipes dinner, paleo recipes snacks. So how I got these names for my boards, again, I want to have a board title that is a trending keyword, okay? I don't want to have a silly board name or a board name that doesn't make sense. I'm going to label my board something that people are searching for. So I came up with these for my boards because when I typed in paleo, paleo recipes came up, and under meal, these are all the different categories that trend for paleo recipes. Obviously, if I did really have a blog, these would probably all pertain to what I did, because I would have different recipes for different categories. So I titled this board Paleo Recipes Snacks. I have my other one, Paleo Recipes Dinner. And then what I did, so I had my board title. I typed that in, then I did my description down here. Let me actually we'll do this one. So Paleo Recipes Dinner is my title. Again, found that via the guided search. So what you'll do is you'll think of, okay, my first category or on my blog, or my first product that I sell is X, okay? Whether that's, skincare, clothing, printables, whatever it is. You're going to type that first category into the guided search, and you're just going to see what comes up. And then if any of the keywords on that, pop up pertain to what you want your first board to be, you're going to click on that and go from there, okay? These are all the other keywords that trend along with paleo recipes. We're going to click on dinner now, okay? Because I was working on the paleo recipes dinner board. So I'm going to click on dinner. And here's all the other keywords that are trending along with paleo recipes dinner. Now, when it comes to keywords, back, even in the previous version of this course, I kind of taught keywords in terms of you can just have your sentence and then have some keyword sentences like paleo recipes dinner, paleo recipes easy, paleo recipes clean, and you would just separate them by periods. While you can still do that, and that is exactly how the algorithm is pulling those keywords, the strategist that I worked with that works for Pinterest suggested adding them into a sentence to make it just flow a little bit better. So, if you're adding like a for in here, like paleo recipes for dinner, he said that's not going to change the keyword in terms of how this is being pulled because the word for is in there, if that makes sense. So what I did here is I said, need some healthy paleo dinner recipes, okay? Because paleo dinner recipes is still a trending keyword. Paleo dinner recipes here, okay? So I checked that to make sure that that was still a trending keyword, and I added that in a sentence. Need some healthy paleo dinner recipes, ? Here are some easy paleo recipes for dinner, because that was easy paleo recipes for dinner. See how I took that and I added it to here to make a longer long tail keyword sentence, but I added 4 between recipes for dinner. Again, not going to throw it off. That your whole family will love. Clean eating paleo recipes for dinner to plan out your week. Clean eating paleo recipes, clean eating paleo recipes. So really you're just going to kind of take the keywords down here that are in this first row. If there's a drop down arrow, you can click on it to get even more specific. So now if you wanted to have like a super specific board, let's say I just wanted this to be about chicken, I could click on that and go from there. But I'm not going to make the board super specific. I actually don't recommend making them extremely specific. Just, then I can pin any paleo dinner recipe to this board. Okay, it doesn't have to just be chicken or just be beef. You can do it that way. I haven't really A/B tested to see what is the better version of doing it, but this is how you're going to optimize it. So let's create a board together. I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do paleo recipes, and then I'm going to let's do lunch. Okay. So we're going to first do the title of the board, Paleo Recipes Lunch. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to click on Create Board, and then I'm going to title it Paleo Recipes Lunch, just like this, and I'm going to click Create. Only click this if you want it to be secret. We don't want it to be secret. Secret just means only you can see it. Now this is going to come up recommending pins. Don't save these pins to your board. Just click Done. What I will show you here in a second is if this is a brand new board you're creating from scratch, it is a good idea to just pin a couple of trending pins that pertain to this to the board. And the reason being is it helps the algorithm recognize the SEO and that, that board is specific to that. And it just can help the board take off a little bit faster in terms of ranking and helping the content within that board rank as well. So I'll show you that in just a second. All right, so I have my title. I open my board up. Now I'm going to click on the 3 dots. I'm going to click Edit. Now I have my description, okay? Now I have Paleo Recipes Lunch. Here are some other keywords that are trending. Lunch and dinner might be trending together, but I'm going to make up some sentences now. This board contains easy paleo recipes for lunch. Easy paleo recipes for lunch. Easy, on the go paleo recipe. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how I want to word stuff. If you are looking for on the go paleo recipes for lunch, look no further. And then I'll do one more sentence. Meal prep these paleo recipes for lunch to make your life a little easier. Okay, so I have my title here. I have my keyword sentences here. Easy paleo recipes for lunch, on the go paleo recipes for lunch, meal prep these paleo recipes for lunch. Okay, so I'm taking my keyword, adding a couple other keywords that are trending along with it, and I'm making them into sentences just like this. Now I'm going to click Done. So I'm going to refresh this page. I'm actually going to refresh this one too so the board will pull up. Now, because this is a brand new board, and I talk about this later in the course when I talk about, there's a section where I talk about how to revamp boards that are bogged down and what that means. And I talk about this there too. So taking that keyword, the title of your board, that keyword title, and searching it, and then pinning some of these top pins to it is going to help it a little bit. Now, I only recommend doing it maybe once or twice, and then moving forward, just pinning your own content, because like Pinterest has said, you do not need to repin other people's content. It's not necessary, but it can help these new boards and your accounts start to pick up some traction too. So I would probably, let's see, paleo recipes for lunch, paleo lunch, paleo packable lunches. I want to make sure that's meal prep, and while that's a good one too, we did talk about meal prep on the board, so that could go in there, and it's pulling that up, meal prep, because meal prep is right here. Paleo lunch recipes, we'll do one more like this, okay? So now I have, some of my board set up, but you're going to follow that exact process for every single board that you do, okay? You're going to use your guided search, look for your keywords, make your keywords flow in a nice sentence like I did here, adding them in just like that. Again, if you're adding a couple words in between, it's not going to affect the SEO, is what I was told. So, again, 4 isn't going to be a big deal. And yeah, again, do that for every single board. If you have questions or this is confusing at all, please let me know, post in the group. But now I'm going to show you guys how to optimize your pins. One little quick snippet I wanted to add on to this that I told you guys I would show you how to do, but I forgot, is how to merge boards. So if you have 2 boards, and this really pertains to people that, you have an account and you have a ton of boards and you're just trying to clean them up. If you have 2 boards that are alike, you can merge them together. And how you do that is you just go to your board, click on it, click on the 3 dots, and you're going to click merge, and it will bring up every single board you're a part of, including a bajillion group boards that I should leave, but I haven't. But it will bring up all those boards, and you can click on the board you want to combine that board with, and it'll merge the boards together. So it's super easy. But if you have any questions about that, just post in the group.